Welcome back to another episode of The Art of Negotiation. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you never miss out on valuable insights, strategies, and tips to master the art of negotiation. You can share thoughts and feedback in the comment box. All right, so ready to become a negotiation ninja?
Always up for leveling up.
Today we're diving deep
Deep.
into top 10 negotiation powers to negotiate a deal on your terms.
Woo, catchy title.
From the Negotiation Skills Academy.
They've got some good stuff.
This deep dive promises
Promise.
actionable strategies.
Yeah.
Whether you're aiming for that dream job or want to snag a steal in a used car.
Classic examples.
But honestly, sometimes these negotiation articles, they feel a bit surface level, you know?
I know what you mean.
Like, we've all heard the win-win and active listening advice a million times.
Yeah.
Do you think we can dig a little deeper here?
Oh, absolutely.
Find some real gems.
We're going to dig beyond the usual stuff.
Okay, good.
This article actually lays out a framework for thinking about negotiation in terms of power.
Power, huh?
Not just being persuasive, but like strategically using different types of leverage.
Okay, I like where this is going.
Yeah.
So where do they suggest we start, when it comes to building this arsenal of negotiation power?
The foundation, they argue it's the power of preparation.
Preparation, okay.
But this isn't just about knowing your stuff.
Right.
It's about going full Sherlock Holmes on the other party.
So we're talking deep research here.
Deep.
More than just, like, Googling someone's LinkedIn profile.
Way more. Way more.
Give me an example.
Think about uncovering their needs, their pressure points,
Okay.
even their past negotiation tendencies.
Ooh, interesting.
Like, did they cave easily on price before? Are they facing some public relations crisis that makes them sensitive to certain topics?
Okay.
That kind of intel can completely shift the balance of power.
I see what you mean.
Yeah.
It's like knowing your opponent's weaknesses in a game of strategy.
Exactly.
But isn't there an ethical line we need to be careful not to cross here?
Oh, for sure, for sure.
With this kind of intel gathering?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It's critical to remain ethical.
Yeah.
We're talking about understanding their motivations and their constraints, not digging up dirt to use against them.
Okay.
Think of it as informed empathy.
Informed empathy, I like that.
The more we understand their context, the better we can tailor our approach and find solutions that actually work for both sides.
Okay. So informed empathy, check.
Yeah.
But preparation also means being clear on our own side of the equation, right?
Exactly. Exactly.
Like, what are we bringing to the table?
Before you even step into a negotiation,
Yeah.
you need like laser focus on your goals and your limits.
Yeah.
What are your non-negotiables? What are you willing to concede?
Yeah.
Having that clarity from the start, it prevents you from getting swept away in the heat of the moment
Oh, yeah.
and agreeing to something you'll regret later.
This is reminding me of that time I bought a car without doing enough research
Oh.
and ended up paying way over market value. Lesson learned.
Ooh.
Okay, so we've done our prep work.
Prep work done.
What's the next power move?
Next up is the power of knowledge.
Okay, knowledge.
Now, this doesn't mean you need to be the world's leading expert on whatever topic you're negotiating.
Right, right.
It's about being strategically informed.
Okay, so what kind of knowledge are we talking about here? What actually translates into power during a negotiation?
Okay, let's say you're negotiating a job offer.
Okay, job offer, yeah.
Sure, knowing salary benchmarks is important.
Yeah.
But what about digging deeper into the company's financials?
Ooh, interesting.
Have they recently secured funding? Are they facing pressure from competitors?
I see.
This kind of intel can reveal their true bargaining position.
Ah, so it's not just about knowing your worth.
Right.
It's about understanding the playing field they're operating on.
Exactly.
That can make a huge difference in how you approach the salary conversation.
Huge.
Yeah.
And remember, knowledge isn't just about facts and figures. It's also about understanding the nuances of the situation, the unspoken rules, the cultural context. All of this can inform your strategy.
This is starting to feel like a spy thriller.
A little bit, right?
It's gathering intel, strategizing.
I love it.
Okay, so we've got preparation knowledge.
Intel.
What's the next weapon in our negotiation arsenal?
This one is crucial,
Okay.
and it's often overlooked.
All right, lay it on me.
It's the power of BATNA.
BTNA. Is that some kind of martial arts move?
Dish. It stands for Best Alternative to a Negotiated Agreement.
All right, breaking it down.
Essentially, it's your plan B.
Plan B. Got it.
What happens if this negotiation falls apart?
Right.
Do you have another offer on the table?
Okay.
Can you walk away and be just fine?
Okay, so it's not just about what you want to get out of the deal.
Right.
It's also about your options if you don't get the deal.
Exactly.
So having a strong BTNA, that gives you more leverage.
Precisely. It changes the whole dynamic.
Okay.
Think about it.
Yeah.
If you're desperate for this deal,
Mm-hmm.
the other party can sense that, right?
Yeah, they can smell desperation.
And they'll have more power.
Makes sense.
But if you have a great alternative lined up,
Okay.
you're not as emotionally invested.
Yeah.
You can walk away more easily.
Right.
And that changes everything.
I'm starting to see how this all connects.
Yeah.
The more prepared I am, the stronger my BTNA is likely to be.
Exactly.
And a strong BTNA gives me more confidence to push for what I want.
You're getting it.
Okay.
These powers, they work best when they're used together strategically.
Strategically, yeah.
But here's the interesting thing about BTNA.
Okay.
It's not just about the actual alternative you have.
Right.
It's also about how the other party perceives your BTNA.
Oh, okay. That's an interesting twist.
Right.
So how do I use perception to my advantage?
Let's say you're negotiating with a vendor.
Vendor. Okay.
Even if your alternative vendor isn't that great.
Right.
If you subtly hint that you have other attractive options,
Mm-hmm.
it can plant a seed of doubt in their mind.
I see.
They might start to worry about losing your business and be more willing to concede.
Wow. So it's almost like a poker game
Kind of, yeah.
where you're trying to project an image of strength,
Yes.
even if your hand isn't that strong.
Exactly. It's about strategically managing information
Right.
and using subtle cues to influence their perception of your power.
Okay, this is getting really interesting.
It is, isn't it?
So we've got preparation, knowledge, BATNA.
The power trifecta.
What's the next power move they discuss?
The next power they highlight is the power of authority.
Authority, okay.
Now, this one can be a bit tricky
Yeah.
because we often think of authority as something you either have or you don't.
Right. Like, I'm the CEO, therefore I have authority.
Exactly.
But I'm not a CEO.
Aha, fair enough.
So how can I cultivate this power of authority
Good question.
if I'm not in a position of formal power?
It's about understanding that authority comes in many forms.
Okay.
It's not just about your title.
Right.
It's about your expertise,
Mhm.
your reputation,
Okay.
your ability to influence others.
So a doctor negotiating with a hospital,
Yes,
they have the authority of their medical knowledge,
exactly.
even if they're not in a management position
Precisely.
or a community organizer.
Yeah,
They might have the authority that comes from representing a large group of people.
exactly.
I'm starting to see that authority is more about the value you bring to the table,
Yes.
not just your position on the organizational chart,
It's about what you bring.
but how do you actually leverage that authority during a negotiation?
It's about how you present yourself,
Okay.
how you speak,
Mm-hmm.
how you use your knowledge to command respect.
So it's about confidence,
Confidence, yeah.
but also about substance.
Substance, absolutely.
You need to be able to back up your claims
Back it up.
with evidence and expertise.
Exactly.
But there's another important aspect to the power of authority, right?
Oh, definitely.
Using it ethically.
You got it.
Just because you have authority doesn't mean you should wield it like a weapon.
No.
It's about using your influence responsibly
Responsibly, yeah.
to achieve a fair and just outcome.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Okay, so we've covered preparation,
Prep, check.
intel,
Check.
BTNA,
Plan B, check.
authority check.
This is already feeling like a negotiation masterclass.
I'm glad you think so.
What's the next power move we need to learn?
This one is all about timing.
Timing.
They call it the power of timing.
Now, that one seems pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah, I know.
But how do you actually leverage timing in a negotiation? It's not like I can control the clock.
It's about being attuned to the right moment,
Okay.
both internally and externally.
Internally and externally. Got it.
Internally, it's knowing when to push, when to pull back, when to make a concession.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
It's about reading the room, sensing the other party's mood,
Yes,
and adjusting your tactics accordingly.
exactly.
But you said externally too, right?
Right. It's also about being aware of external factors that could influence the negotiation.
Yeah.
Give me an example.
Okay, let's say you're trying to sell a piece of real estate.
Real estate, okay.
If you know that a major development project is about to be announced nearby,
Hmm.
that could dramatically increase the value of your property.
Right.
So waiting to make your move until after that announcement could put you in a much stronger negotiating position.
Makes sense.
It's about capitalizing on opportunities as they arise.
Okay, so that's waiting for the right moment.
Right.
But sometimes it's about the opposite, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Like knowing when to strike before something happens.
Yes.
Like, if a company is about to go public,
Yes.
negotiating a job offer before the IPO could give you more leverage
Way more.
because they're eager to attract top talent.
Exactly.
It's about anticipating shifts in the market,
Yeah.
in the political landscape, in the other party's situation,
Yes.
and using that knowledge to your advantage.
It's all about timing.
This is really making me think about the importance of staying informed,
Informed, yeah.
paying attention to what's happening in the world around me.
The world around us, yeah.
It's not just about the micro-level negotiation.
Right.
It's about understanding the macro-level context.
That's a great insight.
Okay, I'm really starting to see the strategic depth of negotiation.
I told you.
It's so much more than just haggling over price.
So much more.
So what's the next power we need to add to our toolkit?
This one might seem a bit softer than the others,
Okay.
but it's absolutely essential,
Right.
especially in long-term negotiations.
Okay, what is it?
It's the power of relationships.
Relationships.
Yeah.
I could see how that would be important.
Yeah.
But isn't building relationships a long-term game?
It can be.
What if I'm just trying to negotiate a one-off deal?
Even in a one-off deal,
Yeah.
building rapport can make a huge difference.
Okay.
Think about it this way. When you like and trust someone,
Yeah.
you're more likely to want to help them,
Right.
to give them the benefit of the doubt, to be flexible with them.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's about creating a sense of goodwill and collaboration,
Goodwill. Yeah.
rather than an adversarial us versus them dynamic.
We're all on the same page.
Right.
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 And building relationships isn't just about being friendly.
Okay.
It's about understanding the other person's perspective, their values, their motivations.
So if I'm negotiating with a supplier, for example,
Yeah.
it would be helpful to understand their business goals and challenges, not just my own.
Precisely.
Okay.
The more you know about them,
Yeah.
the better equipped you are to find solutions that work for both sides.
Makes sense.
And that's the beauty of using relationships effectively. It can lead to more creative win-win outcomes.
I'm starting to see that building relationships is an investment
Investment, yeah.
that can pay off big time in a negotiation.
Good time.
And it's not something that happens overnight.
It takes time.
Right.
It takes effort
Yeah.
and genuine sincerity.
This is making me think about the importance of networking and building relationships in all areas of my life.
All areas.
Not just in formal negotiations.
It's about fostering those connections that can create opportunities and open doors.
Here. You're absolutely right.
True.
Relationships are the currency of success in negotiation and beyond.
Couldn't agree more.
Okay, so we've got preparation, knowledge, BATNA, authority, timing,
Check.
and relationships.
Check.
That's a pretty impressive arsenal already.
Ooh, just getting started.
What's the next power move they discuss?
This one is all about knowing yourself.
Going myself, okay.
They call it the power of your strengths.
This sounds like a confidence booster.
Uh-huh. It can be.
But isn't it a bit self-centered to focus on your own strengths in a negotiation?
Oh, good point.
Shouldn't it be about understanding the other party?
It's not about being arrogant. It's about being strategic.
Strategic.
Everyone has unique strengths, and negotiation is about figuring out what yours are.
Right.
And using them to your advantage.
Okay, so how do I figure out what my negotiation strengths actually are?
Good question.
I'm not exactly a superhero with special powers.
Well, think about what comes naturally to you.
Naturally. Okay.
Are you a master of persuasion? Are you a skilled listener who can uncover hidden needs?
Okay.
Are you a creative problem solver who can find innovative solutions?
Ooh, I like that one.
Yeah.
I'm definitely a good listener.
A listener, good.
I'm always curious about people's motivations and perspectives, and I'm pretty good at putting people at ease,
Okay.
making them feel heard and understood.
Those are valuable strengths in a negotiation.
Really?
Absolutely.
Okay.
A good listener can gather critical information,
Right.
build rapport, and diffuse tension.
Makes sense.
And the ability to make people feel comfortable can create a more collaborative atmosphere.
So instead of trying to be someone I'm not, I should focus on leveraging my natural strengths to create an advantage.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's about playing to your strengths and recognizing that you don't have to be good at everything
Right.
to be an effective negotiator.
This is a great reminder that we all have something unique to offer.
Absolutely.
And it's about embracing those strengths,
Yeah.
using them to your advantage.
Use them. Yeah.
Okay, we're getting close to the end here. What's the next power on the list?
This one is intriguing.
Intriguing.
They call it the power of reward.
Now, that one sounds fun,
It can be.
but it also sounds a bit manipulative, like I'm trying to bribe someone into doing what I want.
It's not about manipulation. It's about incentivizing. It's about understanding what the other party values and finding ways to sweeten the deal in a way that benefits both sides.
So it's like offering a bonus to a contractor for finishing a project early.
Exactly.
Or throwing in an extra feature for a client who signs a big contract.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's something less tangible, like offering public recognition or praise.
Public recognition, that's a good one.
This is making me think about how important it is to understand what motivates people.
It's key.
Because what might be a reward for one person might be completely meaningless to another.
You're absolutely right.
So it's about tailoring your approach to the individual.
Yeah.
And offering rewards that they actually value.
Exactly. Find those sweet spots.
Could you give me another example of how this might play out in a real-world negotiation?
Sure.
Something a little more unexpected, maybe?
Let's say you're negotiating with a community group.
Community group, okay.
That's opposing a development project.
Okay, yeah.
Instead of just focusing on the financial benefits,
Right.
you might offer to incorporate some of their ideas into the project.
Like what?
Like adding a park or a community center.
That's a great example.
Yeah.
It's not just about money.
No.
It's about finding ways to create value
Create value, yeah.
that aligns with the other party's interests.
Exactly. Find that common ground.
And it can be surprisingly effective in turning a potential adversary into an ally.
You got it.
Okay, I'm starting to see how this power of reward can be used creatively
Creatively,
to
yeah.
find win-win solutions.
It's a powerful tool when used ethically and strategically.
Okay, we're on to the penultimate power.
Penultimate, getting close.
What's next on the list?
This one can be a bit of a challenge
Oh.
for people who like to have a clear plan.
Uh-oh, that might be me.
Is it?
What is it?
It's the power of strategic flexibility.
Strategic flexibility.
Yeah.
You know, I have to admit,
Yeah.
this is a tough one for me.
Okay.
I tend to get fixated on a particular outcome, and I find it hard to deviate from my plan.
I hear you.
But I'm guessing that's not the best approach in a negotiation.
It can be tough, but being flexible is essential in negotiation.
Flexible, right?
It's about having multiple strategies ready to go.
Multiple strategies. Right?
And being open to creative solutions. That might not have been your initial plan.
Okay, so it's not about giving up on your goals.
No.
It's about being adaptable.
Adaptable, yeah.
And finding alternative paths to achieve them.
Exactly.
But how do you balance flexibility with staying true to your principles?
That's the key, right?
Yeah.
It's about knowing what's truly important to you
Okay.
and being willing to compromise on the things that are less essential.
Okay.
It's also about recognizing that the other party might have valid points
Right.
and being willing to incorporate their perspectives into the solution.
So if I'm negotiating a business deal
Yeah.
and it's clear that my initial offer isn't going to fly,
Okay.
I need to be prepared to shift gears
Shift gears, yeah.
and explore other options.
Explore, yeah.
Maybe there's a creative partnership we could form
Mm-hmm.
or a different structure to the deal
Yeah.
that would be mutually beneficial.
Exactly.
And sometimes
Yeah.
flexibility means being willing to walk away from a deal
Walk away.
if it's truly not in your best interests.
Ooh.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
It's about knowing your limits and being prepared to stand your ground when necessary.
Knowing your limits, yeah.
Flexibility doesn't mean weakness.
No.
It means being adaptable and responsive to the situation.
Adaptable and responsive, I like that.
Okay, I'm starting to see the value in cultivating this strategic flexibility.
It's a valuable skill.
It's about being open to possibilities
Open to possibilities, yeah.
and not letting rigidity limit my options.
Don't be rigid, be like water.
I love that analogy.
Uh-huh.
All right, we've come to the final power on the list. What's the grand finale?
This one is all about the art of communication.
Communication.
I
Okay.
call it the power of persuasion.
Now, this one seems pretty straightforward.
It does, doesn't it?
It's about being able to articulate your point of view convincingly, right?
That's part of it, yeah.
But I'm guessing there's more to it than just being a smooth talker.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, tell me more.
It's about understanding your audience,
Mhm.
crafting your message in a way that resonates with them,
Okay.
and using a combination of logic, emotion, and storytelling to influence their thinking.
So it's not just about what you say.
No.
It's about how you say it.
Exactly.
It's about your tone of voice, your body language,
Yes.
your ability to build rapport and connect with the other person on an emotional level.
You got it.
This is reminding me of all those public speaking classes I took.
Oh, yeah.
It's about engaging your audience.
Engage them.
making them feel invested in what you're saying.
Make them care.
But it's also about using evidence and logic to support your claims, right?
Absolutely.
Persuasion isn't about manipulation.
No.
It's about building a strong case.
Strong case, yeah.
And presenting it in a compelling way.
Compelling, yeah.
So if I'm negotiating a raise with my boss, for example,
Okay.
I wouldn't just say, I deserve more money.
No.
I'd present a clear and compelling case for why I'm a valuable asset to the company,
Okay.
highlighting my accomplishments, my skills, and the positive impact I've made.
Show them the value.
You're using evidence and logic to support your request,
Evidence and logic, yeah.
making it harder for them to simply dismiss it.
Exactly.
This is making me realize how much I've been leaving on the table in my past negotiations.
In what way?
I've been so focused on just getting my point across
Yeah.
that I haven't really thought about how to frame it
Framing, yeah.
in a way that resonates with the other person.
It's a common mistake.
It is.
Yeah, we often get so caught up in our own heads
Right.
that we forget about the importance of connecting with the other person
Right.
and meeting them where they are.
Okay, so we've covered all 10 negotiation powers: preparation, knowledge, BATNA, authority, timing, relationships, strengths, reward, flexibility, and persuasion.
Wow, we did it.
That's quite a toolkit.
I love that. So our challenge to you, dear listener,
Yes, challenge accepted.
is to take these negotiation powers.
Start practicing them in your everyday life.
Everyday life.
Maybe with enough practice, you'll be able to negotiate your own reality. The possibilities are limitless. If your organization is keen training your employees on negotiation skills, please feel free to reach us at the contact details mentioned in the description. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you never miss out on valuable insights, strategies, and tips to master the art of negotiation. You can share thoughts and feedback in the comment box. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
It's been a pleasure.
Until next time.